everybody, today I'm going to be doing a review on the Anastasia Beverly Hills That Glow Kit and That Gleam Kit, and these are the Glow Kits from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Just some quick information on these. They are limited edition, they are 40 bucks a piece, and they contain 4 highlighters per palette. Now you're going to see a distinct theme when you look at it. For example, the That Glow palette, very sun-kissed, very warm. And then if you look at the Gleam Kit, a little bit pinkish, more iridescent, softer. So you have 2 different themes going on, and I'm going to tell you, I think that That Glow palette is better for medium to darker skin tones, whereas I feel that the Gleam Kit can be used on any skin tone. I want to swatch these up, and I want to tell you my opinions on them and how I thought they performed, etc, etc. So let's start with the That Glow palette. And this contains 4 shades. It contains Sunburst, Golden Bronze, Bubbly, and Dripping in Gold. Now, my biggest complaint with this one was that the shades they look real similar in the pan, and they swatched real similar, and I wanted to get on board with, well, they're not that similar, but I just couldn't do it because they're so friggin' similar. Now, I'm going to swatch them up on my finger and show you, like, full opacity, what they would look like if you literally, like, painted them on your skin. Because I believe you can use these as eyeshadows as well. Why not treat this product as a multi-purpose product? That being said, I'm also going to show you it, like, diffused on my hand as well, so you can get an idea of how it would sheer out if you're going to wear it as it's intended as a highlight. So the first shade we have is Sunburst. And if you look at this shade right here, it's very golden, but it is not like So Hollywood. So if you were wondering, like, is this shade comparable to So Hollywood, I would have to say absolutely not. And I say that because So Hollywood is more of a metallic shade, whereas this is more of a soft, pale yellow shade. It's not as gold, it's not as metallic. So here's a quick swatch so you can see it sheened out. And I don't think you can tell on camera here. Or maybe you can, but it's a very soft sheen. It's more of a glow from within. These are not like the smaller Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight that make you glow like a disco ball. These are much more subtle. Now, my tip and trick to you is layer these babies on, because if you layer them on, you're going to get that more glow like a disco ball look, that very apparent look that I have going on. I'm going to explain how I did this with the other palette. But on its own, very natural, very like sun-kissed, very dewy skin, give you that no makeup look of dewy glowing skin, which is nice. This is something that I feel like would appeal to the people that maybe they want to experiment into highlighting, but they're not ready to go like full Kim Kardashian or full like beam of light off the cheek. They just want to, like, hey, I just want my skin to look beautiful and glowy. This is your friend right here. So as you can see, I still have some of my skin. It's very pale yellow. So then we have Golden Bronze, and this shade I felt was like more of a bronzer. Like, it looks gold, and then when you apply it, as you can see, it's kind of orangey. Like this one, this is why I'm saying this would be more suited for medium to darker skin tones because of how bronzy it's looking. Now, I would say use this as a bronzer, but I've gotten a lot of flack for that before, so I'm not going to suggest that. I mean, you could if that's what you want to use it for, but this is definitely going to give you that sun-kissed, like, tan look with a little bit of a golden sheen to it, as you can see here. So this is a little bit metallic. Then we have Bubbly. Now Bubbly is almost like a dusty rose gold, I would say, but it's still pretty pale. This was actually one of my favorite ones, and it reminded me a little bit slightly of Superb from MAC, but not as metallic. So this is another like glow from within. Then the last one is Dripping in Gold, and this is a little bit misleading because it's not actually golden. It's actually very close to Bubbly. Looks metallic here, but delivers more of just a sheen on the skin. More so, this delivers more so of a sheen than Bubbly, but the two are very similar. Honestly, unless you have super pale skin, these two are going to look nearly identical on the skin. Like, look at them on my fingers. Slightly more golden, slightly more pinkish. You're really not going to see this difference, considering it's not as opaque when you put it on the hand. Like, showing you here, you know, you can kind of barely see it. The only one that's really standing out is the golden bronze, which is the orangey shade in the center. These are not really going to show up unless, you know, unless you really layer them on. Like, you can kind of see it's a little bit more golden here, a little bit more pinky muted here. But really, I feel like this palette was really redundant for me. My favorite shade was Sunburst and Bubbly. I really liked those two. But I feel like with this palette, I layer Bubbly and Dripping in Gold together, or sometimes I layer Sunburst and Dripping in Gold together to get that like metallic-y gold when I put those two together. But other than that, I feel like this product wasn't for me because I'm the kind of person that likes to really glow on the cheeks. And like I said, I felt this product was very redundant. I would have loved to see different shades in here, even if it was just different variations of gold, or even different variations of the darker colors. Like if that's what they were going for, if they were going for a bronzy highlighting palette for those with darker skin tones, I feel like they could have done it, but these two shades were just so close that they just didn't need to be in the same palette. I feel like that spot was wasted. So now on to the Gleam palette, which I'm actually wearing 3 shades of today, right here. But I'm going to swatch these up individually in the same way that I did that palette, and I'm also going to do it on the hand. So the first shade we have is Hard Candy, then we have Mimosa, Starburst, and Crushed Pearl. And if you look here again, very similar shades, especially up here, but thankfully these two have very different finishes, kind of similar to how the bottom 2 shades and the other one had a little bit different finishes. This is an iridescent pink sheen to it, whereas this is a little bit more opaque. And I'm going to swatch it up and show you. So this is Hard Candy, and as you can kind of see, Hard Candy has a pinkish reflection to it. I think you guys can see it here, at least I hope so. You know, I'll try layering it. I just want to make sure that you guys understand that this has a pink, very pink undertone. And then you get a shade like Mimosa. They look similar in the pan, but as you can see here, Mimosa's golden, which is much different than the pink. You can see the difference there. Very different finishes. Iridescent pink in Hard Candy and that golden sheen reflection from Mimosa. But then you have Starburst, which has a lighter pink finish, more silvery pink finish than Hard Candy. So this one is much lighter. This is why I feel like this palette would be great for those with lighter skin tones, but the inclusion of Mimosa and Hard Candy would also work, I feel, on darker skin tones. So you see it's much lighter. The last one is Crushed Pearl, right here. And as you can immediately see, very much stands out against the other 3 in that it has a very whitish finish. Now, Crushed Pearl, as you can see here, it's a much more light white shade. This reminded me slightly of Starlight, but not as metallic in sheen. Like, you can see it on my finger, but when it translates to the skin, it's not as hyper metallic. Again, it's a more glow from within. So to do my look today, I took a brush and I swirled it in Hard Candy and swirled it on the apples of my cheeks and then pulled up. Then I also applied a little bit of Starburst right here and finished with some Crushed Pearl. I patted it on with my brush to really make that more metallic look. So I built my look up to look like the actual illuminators using this palette. So you can do that, but I also like that you can definitely wear this as more of a just dewy, simple, soft look. This one has a more feminine tone to it, like I said, very pinkish. Now both of these have the colors and the names on the back. They explain to you, it says it's 4 velvety powders that instantly cast a lit from within glow. I can absolutely agree with that. Complementing shades can be layered together, absolutely, and it doesn't feel heavy when you layer them on. Also put these on your eyelid, your brow bone, the inner corner of your eye. You can do a lot with this. These kind of give you that incandescent glow, like you're always in the right light. So they are super versatile. So if you buy this, don't think like, oh my god, this one shade didn't work for me, I guess I'll just ignore it. Like, no! Experiment, layer with it, use it on your eyelids, try it under the brow, try it on the lid, try it, maybe even tap it in the center of your lipstick to highlight your lips. Like, you can do so much with these palettes. So for $40, like at first I thought the price was pretty steep, but you actually get a lot out of it considering the pans are so big. And by the way, if you do not like this packaging, say you're like, ugh, cardboard, ugh, these do pop out. I just put nails on, so I'm kind of scared because the magnet's like super strong. Okay guys, the magnet's super strong, but they do pop out, so you can, say you buy this one and you're like, oh, I don't like this one, and I bought the other kit and I like a shade from there, you can, you know, just pop it in there. Or you can take them all out and put them in your own palette by itself. So versatile, pretty, very high quality. They didn't accentuate my pores, they didn't settle into fine lines, it didn't migrate too much, and it lasted on my cheeks for 8 hours before I started to see it slightly diminish. You can make it last a little bit longer by putting a setting spray on. I love MAC's Fix Plus, especially in the rose scent. That just makes me so happy, just and I'm good. I also find that these can really be amped up if you use a fan brush and you moisten it with your Fix Plus before you apply, and you use in a side sweeping motion, and you're good to go. Anyway guys, did you guys pick up the Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kits? Let me know in the comment section below. What did you think? If you didn't pick them up, are you going to? I think they're still available, so I'm going to leave a link below. Are you going to pick these up? Let me know what you guys think, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.